So I just saw this video by Josh Brett about teenagers taking steroids. And I was honestly shocked because I didn't know this was going on. I don't really scroll TikTok. I don't scroll Instagram. But I saw this and I was like, what? I mean, I knew teenagers were taking steroids, but I didn't know it was to this extent. And so if you're a young guy and you want to take steroids and you're thinking about taking steroids, please listen. Because I was in the exact same boat as you. Exact same boat as you. Not once, not twice, but probably 100 times at least. Thinking about taking steroids. And to provide you some context, this is what it looked like 1 year into training. I was doing basically only calisthenics. And this is what it looked like 3 years into training. Pretty similar, right? Pretty similar physiques. And that's because during this time, I changed my workout program constantly. I didn't eat right. I didn't sleep right. I wasn't focused on the basics. And therefore, I did not really make much progress, right? And then what happened was in the summer of 2024, July 2024, I tore my rotator cuff. And ever since then, I've basically been in and out of rehab. My shoulders started getting better. Then I started training a bit harder. And then I messed something up that I have to go back to rehab. So I've been in this cycle for quite some time now. And it's been basically about 18 months of me being in this cycle. And that's basically why I look like crap right now. To provide you with some more context, when I first saw what my physique looked like in year 1 and in year 3, I was like, I've looked the same for the past 2 years. I haven't made any progress, right? So me actually dialed in with my fitness and start making more progress, right? And that's when I had the rotator cuff tear after that point. But the thing is, right? The thing I've never, ever talked about to anyone, no one, right? Is that during this time when I was starting to get back into training again, after having the realization that my physique has literally remained the same for the past 2 years, was that I had so many thoughts of taking steroids. So many thoughts. And it's not that I can't find steroids. I could easily get them. I could take steroids without my parents knowing. Without anyone in my family knowing. I could do that, genuinely speaking. Like being completely honest, right? Completely honest, right? God knows this. I could take steroids without anyone knowing. And I've had so many thoughts, probably hundreds of times. Should I hop on? Maybe should I hop on? Right? And every single time I've stopped, right? Because let's understand why this is even happening, right? Why you are even getting this thought. It's a couple of things, right? The first thing is that if you're young, then you're probably scrolling TikTok a bit. You're probably scrolling Instagram quite a bit. And you see so many people, right? So many physiques that are a byproduct of steroids. Not to undermine their hard work, but let's be honest, the steroids definitely pushed it way past their hard work, right? So you see a lot of 17, 18, 19-year-olds, again, taking steroids. And so that makes you think like, oh, should I take steroids as well? I'm not sure, right? So that kind of plants a seed in your brain that, okay, all these young guys are taking it, and I'm constantly seeing this on my feed 24/7. So maybe there's nothing wrong with it. Maybe I'm the crazy one who does not want to take steroids, right? That's definitely a factor. It plants a seed in your brain. Then one more thing as well is that now influencers are now being clean about, oh yeah, I'm taking steroids, whatever it may be. And so now it's becoming more common to accept that, okay, yeah, it's fine to take steroids. So that's definitely a factor, right? Because you're probably consuming most of these guys and you're now in this bubble. You're thinking too myopically, right? And so because of that, you think, okay, my entire bubble is taking steroids. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks that taking steroids is wrong. And so maybe I should test them out, right? One cycle won't hurt. And then you end up doing like 10 cycles. That's one thing, definitely. Another thing as well is that everything around us is conditioned to be done fast, right? You want food, you can get that fast, right? Fast food. You want something delivered to your door, Amazon, right? The same day, bro. Same day delivery, right? You want to satisfy your basic impulses, the hub exists. So point is, every single thing has been made so fast that now you think the same mindset applies to things that are not inherently going to happen fast, right? They are going to take time. For example, getting rich, right? Building wealth, for example. Why do you think get rich quick schemes exist in this world, right? Because everything is fast. We want things fast because of this. Or steroids are an actual thing because you want to get jacked fast, right? I'm Muslim, so if you want to finish a lot of books, you want to do that fast, right? Because everything around you is fast. So that is conditioning you to think more about maybe taking steroids is going to get me that physique fast, so that's why I should take steroids. So it's definitely those two factors. But another thing, and I feel like the most major thing with me when I wanted to take steroids and I was thinking about taking steroids was that you're just not willing to put in the work for a long enough amount of time. That's really what it is. These things definitely play a big role. I'm not denying them, right? Seeing everyone who's jacked on your feet 24/7, especially if they're taking steroids, and then they're glamorizing the lifestyle that comes with it. Again, big problem. And also everything around you being accessible, fast. So you want to get jacked fast as well. That definitely plays a big role. But the biggest thing is that you just don't want to put in the work for a long enough amount of time. You don't want to put in the work for 5, 10, 15 years to achieve your dream physique, right? Not saying it's going to take that long, but it could. Genuinely, that's what you're saying. You're basically saying to yourself that I don't have the discipline, I don't have the work ethic, I don't have the consistency and the patience to live this lifestyle and to put in the work day in, day out, week in, week out without seeing the fruits of my labor for the next 5, 10 years. I don't have the balls to do that. That's what you're saying. And I know I might be coming off cocky, but bro, this is my own mindset to myself. This is my own mindset to myself. That's how I think about this for myself. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, right? Because you're not taking steroids because you want to compete, right? You're not taking steroids because because you know for a fact that you have the potential, like not just delusional potential, but you actually have the genetics and the hard work and the grit to be able to become a pro bodybuilder. That's not the most Islamic thing as well, but you want to do it mostly because you feel insecure about where you're at. You look like crap probably. Again, I look like crap as well, at least to yourself. And then you're like, steroids gonna fix that, so it's gonna fix how I feel and I'm gonna feel amazing. Yes, there's truth to that. But you can either earn it through steroids and realize that you just cheated in the game, or you can earn it through hard work and genuinely have it stay with you forever. Because muscle build naturally does not decay fast. Trust me. I've been through 18 months of rehab. 18 months of not training as hard as I could. My muscle has definitely decayed because again, it's 18 months. But nowhere near if I was actually on steroids. Because if you go from 0 to 1 like this, you're gonna come back from 1 to 0 like this. What goes up fast must come down exactly like that, right? Fast. But if you think about it, natural muscle takes so much longer to build. And the moment it's built, right, it stays for quite a long time, even if you don't train, right? And the moment you start training again, it's gonna come back like that, without you having to take anything. Think about that for a second. It stays with you forever. You work and you build the physique in the next 5 years, the next 10 years. It's going to stay with you till the time you're 70, inshallah. Think about that for a second. Is that not worth the effort? 5-10 years of a slow grind is not worth having muscle at 70 and being healthy at 70, right? And I'm not even mentioning the health problems that could come with steroids. Why do you think Seabum retired, bro? He himself said this. He's like, it's just not worth the risk anymore. And so again, for context, right? I look like this right now. I look terrible. And trust me, all I want to do is get in shape, right? But I understand that, and me genuinely finding the physique, something I value so much, is going to come from me putting in reps and reps and reps and reps and reps and so much effort over the course of a couple of years and genuinely building and sculpting this physique into something I'm like, oh my God, do I look good? And I like fainting because I just look good, so good, right? I'm gonna only value that if I put in the effort for that thing. Think about this, right? The longer it takes, the sweeter it is. The longer it takes, the more elite you become. Think about the habits that you're gonna build, character traits that you're gonna have, right? The way that you're gonna think, the mindset you're gonna have, it's all gonna be, you're skipping out on this beautiful journey simply because you want the outcome too much. Detach from the outcome, attached to the process. That's what I'm telling myself. Because I want to take steroids just as bad as you want to, bro. I want the physique just as bad as you want. But the only difference is that I'm willing to accept the fact that it's going to take a long time, and I'm willing to put in the effort for that. Because I know the moment I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, damn. Alhamdulillah, damn, do I look good, right? Damn. I'm going to value it so much more than you do. Because I have put in so much more, I have sacrificed so much more, I have put in so many more hours in the gym, in the kitchen, in bed, just to be able to see that. I'm gonna value that way more. And I'm gonna keep it longer than you. Because I choose the natural route, you don't. That's the difference. So if you're thinking about taking steroids, understand that you're just robbing yourself of the beautiful journey that you can go through with the gym. The journey of personal development that you get through it. The journey of you developing your mindset, right? The journey of you learning all those lessons that you would learn from the gym and apply to your life and become successful, inshallah, in any other area of your life. You're shortcutting all of that for just muscle. They're gonna fade away drastically the moment you stop taking steroids. Think about that for a second, right? And also one more thing as well is like, you benefit from steroids the most after you've actually seen what you can build naturally. What's the point? It's like the kid who shows up to football practice wearing $500 cleats when he basically sits on the bench. No point, right? But you have a kid, excellent player, starting 11, wearing $50 cleats and killing it. It's not about the cleats. It's about what he's accomplished so far. Now you give that kid $500 cleats, right? He's gonna outperform everyone else because now that equipment helps him. But if he doesn't have the skills, it doesn't matter. He can train barefoot, bro. And I'm not just trying to say that take steroids once you've actually built the physique that you want, right? Naturally. Because at that point, a few years are gonna have passed by. You'll have matured a lot more. You'll probably be like, I don't really need to take steroids in the first place, but at least get to that point, right? At least get to that point. Stop letting social media get to your head. Think about the man that you become if you endure this process of building your dream physique. Think about that, bro. Think about it. I know we see all the transformations, right? Of guys going from freaking skinny little twig to absolutely freaking Chris Bumstead, right? In the span of 3 months. But you need to understand that is fallacy. It's just playing with your emotions, right? Your desires to get things fast. And if you're young like me, again, both of us are high on energy. Again, our hormones are raging through the roof, right? So obviously we want things fast. But understand, this is where if you can control yourself, your future self will thank you for it, inshallah. Because again, if you just want to get jacked and want to look good, right? If that's your goal, why do you need steroids to do that? Just be a man, grab your balls and embrace the journey. Because the journey is the beautiful part, trust me. Before I had my second flare and I put in like 10, 11 months of rehab, right? I'm telling you, it was the sweetest feeling being able to push hard for the first time. Genuinely. And if I took, I don't know, some steroid or whatever to fix this injury, I probably wouldn't have had that. And I probably would not have valued that this much, right? I had this thing on my chest. I was like, why don't more young men just want to put in the work, man? Why are they trying to find shortcuts? Understand the shortcut is the longer route, bro. Understand that. The shortcut is the longer route. Once you just commit to the process and you stop obsessing so much over this outcome and you start being like, oh my god, that jack physique. And you start focusing on the things that are going to lead to that jack physique. Training hard a couple times a week, sleeping enough, eating enough, right? And just falling in love with these habits every single day, every single week. And you just commit yourself to that. Then, inshallah, over the next couple of years, you're gonna build that physique and then you're gonna be like, I never needed steroids, man. It was a cop-out, bro. It was a cop-out. That's what it was. Right? That's what it was. If this helps even one person from not taking steroids and committing to the natural path, I've won, bro. I've won. This video has done its due diligence. One last thing again, you might be like, bro, who is this freaking fat guy, right? With a buzz cut and acne on his face talking about not taking steroids, right? Again, you don't have to listen to my advice. You're the one who chose to click on this video. I'm just speaking from my experience because I imagine an old version of me sitting in front of me. And I'm talking to him about not taking steroids. Because I know for a fact, I wanted to take steroids hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. It was painful to wear a half-sleeve shirt and see my skinny arms there, but have a gut. It was painful. It is painful. Not it was, it is painful. But I'd rather persevere through that and then value my achievements so much more. And also, not to mind, the man I've become during this process. The lessons I learned that I can apply to everyday life. It's unmatched. So, yeah, that was me handling your objection. It's a beautiful journey that we're on, man. I wish you the best. Don't take steroids, please. Don't try to find ways to shortcut the process. Because the moment you achieve that physique, inshallah, you're gonna look back and realize, bro, I shortcut the one thing that was actually valuable. And that was the process. I'll catch you in the next one, inshallah. Peace.